Driving freestyling 32, and honestly I'm just another fool who thinks he's cool, but I got a really big buzz and I don't know how, because I mostly just pick some shit up with what I think is foul, and everybody kind of got a problem with how I do that. And I don't know if it's just I was meant for the craft, but it seems like sometimes I'm the center of that, and all that going on everywhere comes back to here. And it seems like people want to look for scapegoats, and this business could be cutthroat. And if it is, I'll probably be the next one. But I'm alright with that because I feel like I've done enough. And if I didn't, then I guess we're gonna have to take that up with each other. But either way, I try to be a brother, and for some reason I feel like people got mistreated in my region because we was meaning to be the top ones who made the biggest difference in the world. And honestly, we did the best we could, but then I think the government got mad at us and kidnapped kids, and I don't know if they want to give them kisses or what they really did with them, but I see school buses empty everywhere I go, and maybe it's just so I can impress my hoe by seeming like I'm the big don, big shit of my town, really legit and shit, but I don't know if that's really it. It could just be that we were actually meaning to put on a show for the whole world to enjoy, but try to let them know that bad shit can really happen so they feel more grateful for what they do have. And if we did it wrong, then it might be my bad, but it might be on all of us. And I try to put out the best songs I can every week, but I still feel like I'm too weak and not good enough to actually impress anyone. And sometimes I feel like I don't belong with all the weight that's on my shoulders, and it's a lot to carry. It's a big load of a bunch of nothing that could actually be something. If some shit was happening, then I guess I gotta manage and try to still make the best of what I do have, which is probably what we all should do. But for some reason they're making me feel like I gotta go back to school when I already tried that like 3 times and it didn't work. So I stick to these rhymes and try to maybe get bitches to twerk, and if they ain't twerking to it, maybe they're jumping. If they ain't doing that, then they're probably doing nothing, sitting back, moving their head, bobbing up and down. I don't even know if I really got that sound, but I still feel like I'm fine with a crown, and the reason I got it was because I would do the most outrageous shit just to make sure my people were good, and if they wouldn't, I would throw all types of tantrums to make sure that everybody could get back to where they came from. But it feels like that's going to be a tough test in itself. So I guess the best way for me to express myself now is to say maybe we're pleading for help, because actually I think people got kidnapped, and it might have been because I had such a big head and was acting like we should rule a quarter of the world and lead the socialist movement, but that would be taking people from capitalism, because capitalists love to use them to work the jobs and make the economy go the way it does. And I would like to see the economy flop and see everybody be broke, so that we actually do see who's putting in the most effort to try to contribute to society. And then we'll find out that a lot of people are probably getting a lot of money that they don't really work for, and that's probably the story of the whole world. So I don't know why I'm acting like we're so good for saying it, because we could pretty much say anything and you probably would believe it. But anyways, I guess I'm going to leave it where it is and just say that everybody say your prayers, amen, and try to be as good as you can every day and try to function to the best of your ability. And if you ain't feeling me, then feel free. You don't got to tune in. But I hope people do tend to listen to me somewhat, because I feel like you're keeping me alive. And if nobody was listening to this shit, then I'd probably die and end up on a ride going bye-bye, goodbye Dave, have a nice one. You weren't really that brave because you didn't sacrifice everything you could have to try to make the biggest difference in the world, possibly capable of your self-inflicting notions that you place on our minds. And you're a big load of crimes waiting to supply bad times. But my response would be, I did the best I could. I'm sorry whoever I let down. But anyways, I think I gotta go now. I think that's all I got. Oh yeah, I think that corporations are taking everybody's spot and wiping them out, and there's not a lot of small business left around if we look around, which means there's a lot of pyramids on the rise. They got a whole lot of people underneath them divided into different positions, and we're also divided. We don't even give each other Eskimo kisses, and we need to all have 4 friends with benefits. Ooh, that rhymed too. And we need to look at life for what it is. We all need to get with 2 ugly people a month, a pretty person a month, and our spouse once a month. And then I feel like we'd be doing a ton more than we are now. But then I look down on myself and think that that's not going to fly around, because nobody wants to admit to themselves that we really do got to do a better job if we don't want the youth to inherit a mostly almost destroyed planet where endangered species seem to be on the rise, and we're using natural resources too quick. We can't devise a planet in which we don't have to compromise as much, but can still stand with our eyes wide open and our heads held high. But it feels like a lot of people are walking around kind of lost. It seems like a lot of people are looking for love, but I don't know how to matchmake and set that up, because it just seems like we're out of our primes. But maybe we could devote more time into coming up with ways in which we can exchange energy to the best of our ability without depleting the planet of all the resources that aren't being totally treated fairly, because all life deserves its chance to thrive and survive. But it seems like the more we look around, we're seeing that the world kind of looks like it's dying, and it's a ghost town everywhere we go, and people barely walk around with their noses poked straight and kind of are having trouble locating reasons to really be happy and spread joy. And maybe it's baffling why some of us are annoyed, but I guess we all got reason to be. And maybe besides that, we got to look at how we can see things coming together in a better way, in which we can start planning for forever. Anyway, any day soon would be better than later. But I guess life's an escalator. You go up it, you look around, you see shit you can't afford. Then you go down, you go to the parking lot where you parked your Ford. Then you drive home wondering if you should have bought something. But then you thought about what I told you and said you probably don't need nothing. But then really, what is our purpose? I guess our purpose is to coexist. But then you look around and there's a lot of people that are missing out on the big ride, not even having a good time. And we don't even go look for good times like we should, because I would like to be with the girl I consider my number one and traveling the world and just writing rhymes for people that want to get something out of me. But I'm probably not even good enough to do that, so I don't even know why I try. But that's my bad, and it's really on me, myself, and I, and not you. Anyways, there's probably only going to be 2 people to listen to this. So I hope you got something out of this today. And if you come up with a way in which we can free all life on Earth and get everybody home, that would greatly help. But we're going to have to all work on ourselves, because some of us aren't trusted to function in society correctly. And I'm the type to forgive and let live, honestly. So I don't even really understand what all that's about. Some people hold grudges for far too long and need to just let out what's really bothering them. And I think that if we can do that, we can see that it's really not that bad, stuff that's happened, and we can get over it, and we can still coexist with who lives within this structure of ours, where we by far aren't doing by large what would see us all stars, because really only some of us are seeing the benefits of the world the way it is, and there's too many people left out, and that kind of gets me down. I don't know if I should care, or if I'm just too aware, or just dare to prepare to make things troubled in me that shouldn't even have to be. But it seems like the more I say, please can I have something, the more likely it's not going to be that happens. And I'm trying to capture life in the moment and live day to day, which I think if we all did, we'd still be okay. But so many people are just running circles set on endgame that they don't want to explain to anybody's membrane. And I'd say it's safe to say we're all insane. So I guess to end this one, what the fuck, guys? I don't know what to do. This world's a mess because they're starving kids and they're far away, so we try not to think about them. And a lot of us aren't in the best condition we could be in, and we see that region to region, so it's kind of a global problem and crisis. And really, we're almighty because we have the potential to be anything we want to be, and if we could all step around what is bothering us and get to a level in which we can all see eye to eye, we'd feel like maybe we can all fly until the day we die, but nobody wants to really experience the full ride and even get out of their houses because we are acting like we're scared of the government coming around with their nose up our asses telling us everything we're not doing right to put us on a correct path that doesn't even seem that correct because it doesn't see us all blessed, in which we can see to the extent of foreseeing what's about to become and feel like we have reason to believe that maybe we were the big ones that should have ran the whole club, but we didn't get the time or proper blessing to make such a thing happen. So now we're all using our heads as weapons and playing in this crazy competition that has us all trying to one up each other and our neighbors and our brothers and our fathers and our mothers and our sisters and everybody that we should be living with, coexisting, in which we can all feel okay with the way that the day ran. But a lot of people that look like they're okay are really only that way because they don't give a damn about anything happening to other people around them, and then nobody looks around to figure out who's down and tries to brighten their day. And maybe if we did that more, we'd all be okay, but that's just my say, so you can look at it whatever way you really want to. So that's it for today. Everybody have a good day. Peace.